Good morning. We're out here doing our normal thing. This is Saturday, August 20th. The village hotels are all full. This is the last hoorah weekend for the summer season. Simply because the kids are going back to school, people start to pack it up and leave, and they'll be coming back on the weekends. But this is probably the big weekend that everybody's still here and everybody's still doing stuff. We still got a couple festivals that happen. Some other stuff is going on. Labor Day is the official end of the summer season here, but usually when the kids go back to school, people start to wean away, and it just happens. That's the way it goes. All right, well, we got a shot of the river this morning. We're going to walk up the river because we're going to close the head gate this morning. So we'll walk up this way. We'll talk to you a little bit as we go. As you know, we talked about moving this trailer out, so we're going to be working on that this weekend. Bringing down the grandkids to get that done. The turkeys are over here. The rooster was running this way. I don't know what he was chasing. Probably that hen. Here comes that hen. Well, we may find out how she's getting in. So let's take a quick look and keep watch. She comes right underneath the net. Well, we'll be putting a stake on that to stop that from happening. All right. Well, as you know, this is the Lower Falls right here. This time of year, it's pretty mellow, pretty quiet. It can be quite a lot of water coming through here. Sometimes you don't even see any of these rocks. We'll go over there and see if we can get a better view. And we'll work our way up to, I'll show you the swimming hole this morning. As we make our way up to the intake, where we're going to close the head gate to stop the water from flowing into the plant. We're going to do that simply because water is getting so low. The pond is draining out, the retention pond, and we want to keep water in that obviously for the fish that swim in there, and yet we still want to maintain the water that's going down the river. So if we close the gate, we don't get any water that comes through our penstock that's right here into the plant, and that will help send it over the river. So it's more of a conservation thing. It is regulated, but we try to go over and above our minimum regulations, simply because it's a good stewardship thing. We don't want to be wasteful, but yeah, we still want to make some money. All right, so we're walking down. You can see where we're walking. Walk over this way a little bit. As you can see, this waterfall is only about 8 feet tall, but it's all bedrock. This little pocket, the pool in here, is 8 to 10 feet deep, but it's very, very narrow. Right out in this area from the point where we're at here on this rock to the other side. Let me get you up here, you can see a little bit better. From this point here back to that point over there, yeah, that's about the end of it. It's just the pocket's washed out. And the little rocks have gone downstream. We'll show you downstream here a little bit. You can see the powerhouse over there. How anybody thinks they can kayak on this river, on this section through the summertime, is totally beyond me, because it's only, we've probably got 6 to 8 inches of water at maximum going over that waterfall. Work our way back up here. Now we're at the top of the falls here. And we're looking upstream. Where you see that little bit of turbulence in the waterfall there, we don't really classify that one as a waterfall. It is, but we just don't classify it that way. We classify that as more of a big rapids, but just beyond that is where the swimming hole is, and we'll walk up that way. Somebody was down here, left a water jug. Some more garbage that I have to pick up because they don't take care of themselves. I guess their mom must work here. Part of a board will pull that out of the river because it'll end up going downstream to somebody's bottle. All right, we got some a few deeper pockets in here where you would get fish laying. Again, some more shots of just the water, just the river as it meanders its way down. A little more quieter, a little bit more reserved. We'll continue on our journey this way. You can see some of the water that'll be coming out of springs and whatnot that run into the river. The moss on the river can get very, very slippery. These holes, these pockets like this one down here, let me get up a little bit closer so you can see it. Those are naturally formed. As the water goes by, stones get in there and spin around, and they'll make those pockets. It's kind of an interesting thing. We'll move on a little bit more. We're going to go this way. Getting to some little more of the looser stones and the whatnots. I'm not sure what this stone is here, but I would say that this is probably a type of a granite. I'm not sure. Not a rock guy. They're rocks. They're in the ground and they're here. This is all natural bedrock. This bedrock is in the bottom of the river. The whole river goes through this little section here. This is the headwater to what they call the Great Sacandaga Lake. The Great Sacandaga Lake is a man-made lake for flood control. It is actually a reservoir in the technical term, but the state renamed it to make it more appealing. You know how that goes. Okay, this right here is the swimming hole. You can see where the white water is from the waterfalls. This is the upper waterfalls here. You can see the rock outcroppings. Up here on top, I'll try to get you a good view of the depth. It is, they climbed this rock face here to get out to the point over there where those little evergreens are growing out there, those spruce trees, and they jump off and they land right in that white water because that is the deepest part. As you can see, the boulders are sticking up. There are also boulders that are down in there. And of course, you can see right upstream, that is the dam, and the flashboards, the wooden structure on top, is, we just call them flashboards. Flashboards are on top of that. Let me walk you this way a little bit. Not the easiest spot to walk, but you get the gist. This area over here is kind of an island in the middle of the two streams. It is private property. It is owned by the power company, by the hydro company. But we do allow people to come in here. Up on top over there is a parking area off of the state route. It's maintained by the state. But we allow people to come in here. They can use this as a day use area. They can picnic in here. They can swim in here. We really don't have a problem with that. We have a problem if you start leaving your trash behind. So if you're here and you're using the area, please take your trash with you. It makes my job a little bit easier because I'm not your mom. And I don't want to have to pick it all up after you. Some of this rock here, over here, was from the 1925-26 excavation for the first hydro that they put in here. The penstock was above ground to a certain point, and then they got it below grade, and they went from there. I'm just trying to get up here. There's some old steel that's sitting down here from those days. They had to blast a lot of this out of here, so it's nothing to find some holes in the big boulders where they drilled it to put the dynamite in. And it'd have been really interesting to watch that process back then. All right, we'll walk around this way to the top of the ledge. I'll show you how they do that, how they jump, I'm not going to jump, but I'll show you where they do. In here is our monarch butterfly habitat garden that we've planted. It's also a pollinator garden. That's about 3,000 square feet. We've got it roped off just to keep the people from walking in it. We've got quite a bit of seed in there. We're hoping that it grows well. All right, back to the river. As you can see, it's just right there. Here we go. Right here is the platforms that they usually stand on, that cropping right here, to jump in. As you can see, where the white water is right there is where they want to hit. When the water is higher, it takes those reference points and moves them. So they get harder and harder to jump. Not harder to jump, just harder to know where to land. Because there are boulders right on the other side of that. It has been used for, I'm going to guess, a century or so of people swimming in this location. You can see on the ledge over there, some of the trails, some of where the people walk. You can see some of the bedrock that's at the bottom of the dam itself. Pretty relaxing spot to be. We'll walk this way a little bit. Okay, what you're looking at now is still the base of the dam. We're coming up on the top. This structure here is our intake structure. This is our bypass reach right here. Starts here, runs there. In that gate there, it has a hole that is cut to be discharging 10